Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. Chrishawn Callender is a prime example of how not to stretch yourself too thin for anyone. Do not do it. Now, here in this court entry, they're saying that his family pooled together money, $5,000, to get him out. Who's to say that they didn't borrow that money? Who's to say that the person that they borrowed the money from, that they still owe? Who's to say that that is not a situation that is still continuing? Don't let people put you in their problems to solve their problems. Let people, when they get themselves in trouble, get themselves out of trouble. It's a way for them to learn. Do not deny them their own lessons. Okay, that's how you have to look at it. Do not deny them learning their lessons. It's very important now. Now this guy, Chrishawn, Demon, Orlando, Callender, they didn't say his age. Maybe they said his age in other ones, but his age is not said in this one. But he's out of Rockley Christ Church, and he pled guilty back in April last year, and time served for the ammunition, but he still had to account for the gun that he had. Okay, he was found guilty of having a gun and ammunition, and he's not supposed to be having no gun and no ammunition. We all know that, and you all know that with everything that's going on in Barbados, it's mostly because of illegal guns and ammunition. So I'm really surprised that they gave him a fine. Maybe they were saying back then it wasn't used in the commission of a crime. Maybe that's what they were saying. But you need to get serious with things like this. You really do need to get serious when people are caught with these weapons and the ammunition. But anyhow, $5,000 forthwith he kept, not he, family members came up with that $5,000. They pissed that money in the wind. They pissed it in the sea. They pissed it in the wind. They just threw that money out, burned it, because not a cent. Do you understand? Not a cent he paid to show that he does not even care about himself. He didn't even show up with like $5, whatever. Nothing, not a red cent he showed up with to bring that 7,000 balance down. Never. They didn't even know how to find him. They had a problem finding Chrishawn Callender to show up to ask him, well, why didn't you pay the balance of the fine? Okay, he's talking about, with this criminal conviction, people are not hiring me. That's a lie. I keep telling you. Put on the skull cap, walk the streets on Saturday talking about you being whatever it is when you do your marches or whatever. Do that. Up to recently, the garbage people picked up a garbage person to speak on their behalf. They picked up a murderer, a fraudster, a guy who did counterfeit money, a guy who went to the certain areas, the red district areas of Bridgetown, and he violated guys that were on the, they were working guys. The garbage collection, the sanitation service people, they had a murderer and someone with a long rap sheet speaking on their behalf. So what is Chrishawn saying? I'm trying to tell you that because he has a conviction that he cannot find work. That's a lie. It is a lie. You love criminals. Criminals are adored in Barbados. They adore you. They adore you. So don't come to the paper talking about because of a conviction you cannot get work. It's a lie. It's a lie. You could have at least paid something. And if your family came up with $5,000, this is how you repay them? Is this how you repay them? Now he has to go to jail for the time. He would have gone to jail if he didn't get that fine, which he should never have gone to fine because of all the illegal weapons or whatever. He should never have gone to fine in the first place. So they're saying that now he has to spend 673 days. That's a year and like 300 days. It's almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. So he has to go to jail now and spend the time that he would have spent had it not been a fine. And they're saying, I saw something here that was really strange. I found something here. Okay, here, in the sentence, the judge activated the default sentence and ordered him to serve the 673 days in prison for non-payment. What the hell is that? He's not spending 673 days in prison for non-payment when he did not pay. When he did not pay the fine, it went back, it reverted back to the original thing. It's for having an illegal weapon. So he is spending 673 days in prison for having an illegal weapon. I do not like the way you are lied to in your news daily. I cannot. Yesterday I just was like, none. I read and I said, okay, I'm going to talk about it. I just could not bring myself to deal with it yesterday. And even today, it's like, how did this get in here? How could anyone that has a brain say that he's serving 673 days in prison for non-payment? How could they say that? How? Because when you don't pay, when you breach a contract, it's done. You breached a contract, that contract is void. So you have to go back to the original reason that you were there in the first place. So what is the original reason that this guy Callender was before the court in the first place? Having an illegal gun. That's why he was before the judge, for having an illegal gun. You need to speak the truth. You see, that's why Bajans, like, the way they speak is like they start out with a tinge of lies, and then sometimes you get a little truth, and then the tinges, you hear it. I'm accustomed to it now. I'm just accustomed to the way you speak. And at first I thought you were trying to mamagal me, and it's like you're trying to throw me off. And no, it's just not, it comes naturally for you. It's a natural way for you to speak, because here it is. See how natural it was for them to write this in the paper? And the other day, that guy from the credit union was saying, oh, the criminals are guessing numbers. Nobody's guessing numbers. You can't guess all those numbers. You can't guess it. The numbers, the accounts are being sold to criminals. Okay, someone in the bank, someone in the credit union is selling your information. Okay, so you have to watch for lies when they're being spoken to you. Okay, watch everything for the lies when they're being spoken to you. This here, right here. You don't go to jail for non-payment. You go to jail because it reverts back to the fact that you had a fine. What was the reason this guy had a fine? That's why you should all learn a little bit of law when you're in primary school, and get a little bit more when you graduate from primary, and get a little bit more. You should always know the parameters of the court. Know a little bit about law, so that when people write things like this, and even the people who do go to court, the reporters, they should have better sense and write better. Okay, he is going to prison. What's his full name? He got 4 names. Okay, they call him Demon. Chrishawn, Devon, Orlando, Callender. He is going to prison for almost 2 years for having an illegal weapon. He should never, I might add, he should never have been afforded the opportunity to pay for that. He should never have been offered the choice of a get out. It's a get out of Dodds kind of card. He should never have been offered that. If you are found with an illegal weapon, it should be automatic. If you're guilty, automatic jail time. It should be automatic. 3 strikes, you're out. Not somebody you hear about people having 30 convictions, 40 convictions, 50, 60s. What? 3 strikes and you're out. Okay? And it's work for you, the prison officers. Your work is insured, because people seem to like it at the hotel in St. Philip, especially since you guys are importing the P. Diddy baby oil. There's no problem. People go to prison and they're smiling and they're waving at the crowds. waving at the crowds. So it's actually no problem. Okay, so Chrishawn Callender is going to prison for having an illegal weapon. He was offered a choice of a get out of Dodds shop choice of paying a fine. He did not pay a penny after his family came up with $5,000, the forthwith money. They came up with it, and you see how he thanked them, right? You see how he thanked his family for coming up with $5,000. They pissed that money away. They pissed that money away. Okay? Don't do anyone any favors. Do not come out of pocket for anyone. Let people learn their lessons. Let people learn their lessons. This is Sherry Veronica.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.